We honor all of our veterans collectively, but sometimes it's appropriate and instructive to honor them individually as well, including those who passed away. 17's Robert Price has a remembrance of one such remarkable and deserving soldier.
One can be forgiven for not noticing the name etched in granite. No floodlights, no fanfare, just letters carved in stone, 3 feet off the grass. Ray Permenter Field, named for a favorite son of East Bakersfield High School. A boy, really, who achieved more and gave more in 19 years than most entire lifetimes lived out in full. Ray Permenter was a bona fide hero, first in sports. His exploits at East High, the city's second public high school opened in 1938, would be legendary if anyone remembered them 80 years later. Few do. But what a resume. In 1940, Ray Permenter scored the school's first touchdown against the bully of the valley, the mighty Bakersfield Drillers. His 68-yard interception return was East's first touchdown ever against Bakersfield. On the baseball diamond, a grand slam home run to beat those same Drillers. Football, baseball, basketball, he was the first student at East to earn 12 letters. Retired Foothill High School football coach Ned Permenter was Ray Permenter's much younger cousin.
Ray Permenter was an amazing individual. He's a 3-sport athlete. To talk to some people who played with him and knew him and said he was a remarkable individual.
In June 1943, Ray Permenter graduated from East High School into a world on fire. He and his fellow football co-captain, Herb Bayless, along with 19 other classmates, received their diplomas in absentia, having enlisted that spring. War raged in the Pacific, in Europe, even in Alaska, where it had already touched the Permenter family. A cousin, Navy Lieutenant J.G. Owen Permenter, was lost over Alaska's Aleutian Islands in May 1943 during one of his bomber squadron's reconnaissance patrols. Were ever recovered. Permenter and Bayless joined the Army Air Forces, forerunner of the U.S. Air Force. Permenter was sent to gunnery school in Laredo, Texas, then assigned to the 485th Bomb Group of the 15th Air Force as a waist gunner on a B-24 Liberator bomber. In January 1944, as Permenter was getting ready to set out for Europe, tragedy again. Permenter's 20-year-old brother Walter was killed in a plane crash during a military training flight in New Mexico. The Army offered Permenter, as the family's sole surviving son, the opportunity to transfer to a non-combat position, but he refused. He wanted to stay with his bomb crew.
Testament to Ray is he was in a bomber, in a B-24 Liberator bomber, and that had the highest casualty rate in World War II.
He knew the odds of getting killed, wounded, or taken prisoner were astronomical, but he stayed.
He chose to do so at age 19 to go back. He was a gunner, a waist gunner on a B, knowing the odds of 80%.
Starting in March 1944, the 72 crews of the 485th flew missions via Brazil over Africa, Dakar, Morocco, and Tunisia. Then in May, missions over Yugoslavia and Austria. By July 7th, 1944, Permenter had flown at least 20 of the 485th's 38 missions. Then, on July 8th, Permenter's squadron targeted the Nazis' vital Floresdorf oil refinery in Vienna, ironically the city where Permenter's mother lived before immigrating to the United States. The 485th's 2 attacking formations were exposed to intense anti-aircraft fire as well as waves of Bf-109 Messerschmitts and FW-190 Focke-Wulf fighters. 3 of the 485th's bombers were shot down over the target area, including Ray Permenter's plane. No parachutes were visible as the bomber went down, and his mother was left to grieve the loss of both of her sons, 6 months apart. Permenter was just 19. After being interred and disinterred twice in Austria and in France, about a decade later, Ray Permenter came home to Bakersfield's Union Cemetery, where he was buried next to his brother, Walt. The 485th flew its final mission on April 25, 1945. The bomb group's webpage has a complete list of crew members killed in combat. It runs 11 pages. Names, single-spaced. East High's football field was dedicated as Ray Permenter Field in a public ceremony in April 1948. The granite marker still greets people entering the stadium at the North Gate. In Bakersfield, Robert Price, 17 News.
Our Robert Price has another story to tell you about. The Permenter family of East Bakersfield. This Sunday we'll show you how Ned Permenter earned the title of a coach's coach right after Sunday Night Football.